Hot Mulligan are a legendary band whether you like them or not. Here's why. Bonnaroo got canceled this year and things are pretty messy. And if you don't know what it is, it's a huge festival. Like, take a look at the lineup. They always have massive artists and bands. Let's take a quick gander at this year's lineup, okay? Because we had people like Tyler, the Creator. We had Glass Animals, Megadeth, Olivia Rodrigo, Avril Lavigne, Biba Hosier, Vampire Weekend, Modest Mouse, Bill Murray. And this is just me like gandering, right? Take a look, screenshot this bitch. You can see there's a bunch of cool bands on here. It's a nice combination of mainstream artists and bands, and it's just a beautiful thing to see. I think the music scene needs festivals like this. Let's say you buy tickets to this festival as a Tyler the Creator listener or Olivia Rodrigo, and you're walking around the fest and you see Bill Murray is playing, right? You have no idea who they are, but people are going crazy. The music sounds phenomenal, and boom, you get congratulations. You just been cross-pollinated. Cross-pollinated. Why couldn't I say that the first time? I don't fucking know. And you've just been exposed to a completely new side of music to you. You may now fall in love with bands, right? Because Bill Murray is one of those gateway bands. Hot Mulligan, gateway band, right? Like, these are bands that are pretty easy to listen to that could get you into cooler styles of music. And a festival like Bonnaroo is a great place for that. I brought a friend to Warped Tour one year. I don't remember if it was 2014, 15, I don't know. But at the time, he only listened to like Eminem and 50 Cent and shit. We went to Warped Tour. He was a huge fan of The Story So Far and Neck Deep. That motherfucker got cross-pollinated, all right? He became a pop punk guy. So yeah, these festivals are important, and what happened was Bonnaroo had to cancel the festival after day one. They posted this on social media. You can go ahead and pause it if you want to read the whole thing, but you know me, your boy is kind of lazy. And I don't feel like reading all this, so I'm gonna just give you the TLDR. Basically, after the first day, they had to cancel the rest of the fest because of unsafe weather conditions. It was raining like piss and dogs. Now, obviously, people that are running the fest get bummed out, so do the fans and even bands. So where does Hot Mulligan come into play? What do they have to do with any of this? Now, Hot Mulligan, I'm sure you already know, they're an emo band that made absolute waves within the scene. They became extremely popular for having this fresh take on emo. All right, they have this like Midwest emo twinkly riffs. They added synthesizers, pop punks, catchy choruses, and sometimes they get a little heavy, like very minimally heavy with some breakdowns, some screams here and there. But what really sells the band to me personally is the angsty, gritty vocals. I love that shit. Nobody sounds like Page, bro. He has this unique voice that the moment he sings, you know who it is. I love that shit. And it's so funny to me because I feel like his voice matches his face so fucking perfectly. Anyway, whatever. I do highly suggest you check the band out if you haven't. But in response of this closing to Bonnaroo, they decided to do something great, which was click the join button down below. They did that. Hot Mulligan, the band, they clicked the join button down below because they're aware I post 5 videos a week. And if they want access to these videos, all they have to do is become a member. If they want access early, rather. Obviously, everyone gets access to the videos. What am I talking about? And rumor has it, if you become a member of this channel, your meat gets a little enlarged. I'm just saying. That's a rumor. Go ahead and be like Hot Mulligan and click that join button down below. They're not really members of the channel, by the way. I'm sure you can tell. It was a fucking joke. But anyway, in response of closing to Bonnaroo, they decided to take matters in their own hands. And they played a tiny little dive bar. Okay, this is massive. Please keep in mind, this is a band with over 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. They should not be playing a venue as tiny as this one, but they did. And it goes to show that the band, they didn't want to come out for no reason. All right, they came out all the way to fucking Tennessee to play a show. All right, they gave the fans exactly what they wanted. When bands do these pop-up shows or tiny little shows, it always looks like a great time, especially when they're so big to this extent. We saw it kind of recently with Turnstile. That wasn't really a pop-up show, but it was a massive show with like barely any security, no barricade, right? It was, people were going fucking absolutely nuts, but obviously that's like 100 times bigger than what we're seeing now. But I bring that up to say not every band is down for this, all right? A lot of bands have this ego that they can't play a show unless they have a nice green room. They need all this diva treatment, but no, some bands, they don't need that. And I think that shows that they're connected to their audience. They actually give a fuck. A band like Hot Mulligan, they do it for the love of the game. And keep in mind, they're not the only band to do this, all right? This isn't really groundbreaking shit, okay? Because even recently, the All-American Rejects, they did something similar. They did a whole secret tour, all right? They did this really cool thing where they went on this secret tour playing these tiny little houses, tiny little venues, right? And only people that are really fans of the band were able to go. They had like some link to a website or some shit, and they send you an email, yo, we're about to be here, pull up. And the intention was so people can come see this band with over 10 million monthly listeners that are typically playing huge venues. Now you could see them in this intimate setting, this tiny little space, which is typically really tough to do. I was going to do a video on this entire thing about the All-American Rejects, but I was afraid it might have been too short. Even this video might be too short, but whatever, I'll touch on it a little bit now. So like I said, they were playing shows like this. This is the band playing like in a college campus, right? Tiny venue, and shit was loud, obviously, so the boys ended up pulling up. The cops, bloop! They ended up pulling up to the show and attempted to shut it down. So the band cut one of their songs short, talked to the cops, and they let them play one more song. And everyone was happy because I'm pretty sure this was the end of their set anyway. Like, the cops came way too late to close this shit down, but whatever. This was very big for the band, all right? This was huge for the band to do, and same can be said about Hot Mulligan. When they do this shit, this fan service shit, it's literally nothing but winning across the board. Like, yeah, they're not playing these sizable venues that are more appropriately fitting for the All-American Rejects, which means they're missing out on a lot of bread, right? Imagine you're doing a big tour with big promotion, you're gonna make some bread, but in turn, what happens when bands play these tiny venues are they get respect. A lot of people respect them a lot more. It makes their community a lot tighter, and it just exposes them to more people because they do something like this and word gets around. It makes news. The All-American Rejects, when was the last time you spoke about them before this incident, right? Like, the band's name is in your mouth, especially in an instance like this where they just played a tiny show, cops pull up, it made news, right? Like, everyone heard about it, and that's something a lot of bands need when it comes to like their marketing, right? Now, the whole bonnaroo thing, something similar happened for We Were Young Fest 3 years ago. We Were Young Fest had to cancel the first day because there were super high winds. Obviously, it's very dangerous, but it's super ass, especially for We Were Young Fest, because when that shit was announced, I'm sure you remember, like, it was literal worldwide news. Like, every emo kid in existence heard about this shit and straight up creamed their fucking pants. People literally flew out of country for that festival. So it was really lame that day one was canceled because now they paid all this bread, right? They're paying for an entire day in Vegas, which isn't cheap, right? Expensive ass hotel room, fucking probably $600-$800 to just chill in their room with their hand on their meat, not doing shit. What happened that night was a lot of bands ended up doing pop-up shows, right? Mom Jeans did it, The Wonder Years, Sweet Pill, I got a list here, Loud Dispute, and of course, All-American Rejects. They did it too. They did these pop-up shows here and there in Vegas because, like, it's ass, bro. It's fucking ass. So they decide to take matters in their own hands. And that's a part of the takeaway for this entire video. It's really cool. It's really nice to see some bands in the scene being humanized, and they're trying to make it up to their fans by fixing something that wasn't their issue to be fixed in the first place. Let me hit you with some cold water really quick. Bands don't owe us dick. They don't owe us shit. They don't owe you nothing. They don't owe me nothing, unless like maybe you're a child of a band and child support, maybe that. So when they do decide to go this extra mile, I just respect and appreciate the fuck out of it. So today's comment question is, what big band would you love to see in a intimate venue like this? By the way, live streams are coming back, all right? Over on the main channel, I'm gonna stream there for a few times, then eventually bring the streams over to this channel. As most of you know though, Twitch is the place to be for my live streams. That's the best possible experience you can get. Link in description. Like, subscribe, and click right here because I spoke about My Chemical Romance's latest release and that shit pissed me off.